I have a recommendation for the Indiana Pacers and their fans tonight. Party hard. Savor this. Celebrate this like it's the NBA championship, even though it's just the Eastern Conference championship. I just watched you run the Knicks out of the building. And now, unfortunately, starting next Thursday night, you're going to get run out of 4 straight buildings, 2 in Oklahoma City, 2 there. I'm going to give you 1 game against the Thunder, but you're going to get devastated. You're going to get annihilated. You're going to get embarrassed by the Oklahoma City Thunder, especially after you got to play these Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals. These Knicks who, in a real head scratcher to me, a Thibodeau coach team that plays little to no defense. I just don't get it. The Knicks' pride stops at half court after they play offense. And they did have the 2 best offensive players in this series until tonight. But they did have Jalen Brunson. They did have Karl Anthony Towns. I never trust Karl Anthony Towns when it really, really matters. Tonight he started to gag and choke. And Jalen Brunson tonight, just because Neesmith was hobbled on his ankle, then he banged up his knee, they were forced to switch Nembhard onto Jalen Brunson, and Nembhard took Jalen Brunson out of the game. Nembhard intimidated Jalen Brunson. And then it just became a mismatch because it's just a shooting gallery against the Knicks. You can get anything you want against the Knicks. Any wide open 3, you can get pretty much anything at the rim that you want against the Knicks. If they're going to beat you, they're going to have to go on some insane scoring run and just outscore you. That's how you prepped for what's about to hit you like thunder and lightning. Thunderbolts are about to hit you and destroy you. Especially in game 1, you're already a 9-point dog at Oklahoma City next Thursday night. You're definitely going to get run off the court that night. I'll book it right here, right now. The Thunder will cover 9, will win by more than 9. The Thunder will win that game easily, even though we might have a little rust versus rest factor because we've been twiddling our thumbs after we made very short work of Cantman and the Timberwolves. Timber! You're about to go from playing the worst defensive team in the playoffs to arguably the greatest defensive team of all time. The deepest, nastiest, most devastating defensive team in history. I've been watching all year. They smoke you with pot, man. They don't smoke pot, but they smoke you with points off turnovers. This sort of reminds me back in the day when Oklahoma sort of stole the wishbone from Texas and Darrell Royal and turned it into a between tackles sledgehammer triple option offense into a run you off the field, pitch to the flank offense featuring Greg Pruitt and Joe Wiley. And the problem for several years that teams had playing those Oklahoma Sooners was you just couldn't prepare for it because your scout team couldn't do that. Well, trust me, your scout team can't play defense remotely like the Thunder did, and your only blessing, quote unquote, was that you got to play them twice. You lost twice because the Thunder went 29-1 against the East. The Thunder lost 1 close game at Cleveland. That was on January the 8th. Without Chet Holmgren and without Alex Caruso. They had just a few days before that, on December 26th, played at Indiana. This is the first game that Pacers Thunder played at Indiana, and it was a fairly close game. I'll give you that. That's why I'm going to give Indiana 1 game at your place. You better enjoy that one because this is going to be over in 5. And I'll get to my point about the Thunder in just a minute because it could be 4. But I'm going to pay some respect to you guys just because you played us fairly close. It was 120 to 114. But again, the Thunder played at Indy on December 26th. No Chet Holmgren, no Alex Caruso. You better get ready. They're very different with Chet rim protecting and blocking shots and Alex Caruso making it a 3-headed monster that Halliburton's going to have to deal with. Lou Dort, Cason Wallace, and especially Alex Caruso, who plays as wicked hard, as shrewd operator hard as anybody in the league plays on defense, as high IQ hard. He just makes it hard. It's just hard to hang on to the basketball when Caruso attacks you, or Lou Dort attacks you, or Cason Wallace attacks you. They come at you in waves. In that game that night at Indy, December 26th, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander tied his career high with 45. You can't stop him. He made 15 of 22 shots at Indy that night. He made all 11 of his free throws that night, including 6 for 6 down the stretch as he just salted away the lead. You guys actually had a 15-point lead in the first half. I respect that. And you actually had a 4-point lead with 3:42 left. I honor that. And then SGA said MVP. RIP Indy at Indy. And here came Jalen Williams, and they go on a run. And SGA made a 3 with 59 seconds left that put them up 114 to 109, and that was basically it. And then he makes 6 of 6 free throws. In that game, the MVP of the Eastern Conference Finals, the man who had 21 and 13 tonight against the Knicks, Tyrese Halliburton, pulled one of his no-shows that he is wont to mysteriously do about every 4th or 5th night. He just no-shows. That night, he scored 4 points in 35 minutes against, I guess, Dort and Cason Wallace for the most part. 4 in 35 minutes. He went 2 of 6 from the floor, 0 of 2 from 3. He had 2 rebounds. He did have 8 assists. He's always going to have 8 or 10 assists. But he had 4 points. Well, SGA had 45 points, and Jalen Williams, the all-star and second-team all-defense, had 20 more points. No Chet, no Alex Caruso. And then what happened with no Chet on March 29th at Oklahoma City? This is what happened. 132 to 111 Pacers. 132 to 111. Halliburton played better. He scored 18 that night. Made 6 of 12 shots. He had 4 rebounds, but only 3 assists. But the Pacers had nobody above him at 18. Nobody scored in the 20s for the Pacers that night because they got annihilated by the Oklahoma City shark-infested defense. Shark Week actually starts next Thursday in Oklahoma City. That'll be Shark Week. That night, SGA in Oklahoma City, March 29th, had 33, 7, and 8. Lou Dort had 22 because he made 6 out of 7 threes. He's capable. He pulls that off, not every night, but every 3rd or 4th night, he'll do something like that. Isaiah Joe, who still hasn't got untracked yet, but probably will against the Pacers. You better get ready for Isaiah Joe because he made 5 of 7 threes against you in that game at Oklahoma City. The Thunder made 17 of 36 threes that night. That's 47%. If they make their threes against you, coupled with their devastating defense that they play, points off turnovers, you're going to get blown off the floor, and you will in game 1. I'll give you game 2 will be a little closer. I don't know what the spread, maybe it'll go up to 10 or 11 as it did against Denver. I kept telling everybody the Nuggets, Thunder, are the NBA Finals. And it went 7 games because the Nuggets are really good. They had new coach energy and momentum. I mean, Joker and Jamal, that whole starting lineup is really difficult to play against because they are so veteran tough. They are so clutch tough because they've been there and done all that before, and the Thunder blew them out in Game 7 in Oklahoma City. Just blew them off the floor because that's what the Thunder do. Again, no Chet in that 132 to 111 game, so you haven't had to deal with Chet yet. How are you going to simulate Chet in practice? You just can't. You have no idea what's about to hit you right between the eyes. You're going to get a thunderbolt. You're going to take one right between the eyes. You're going to take a thunderbolt uppercut right below the jaw. Kaboom. And you're going to be out on your feet before you know what hit you. So I recommend you really enjoy this tonight. You kick the Knicks' ass. Way to go. The no-playing defense, New York Knicks, you wiped them out. Maybe you can bring Caitlin Clark. Maybe she could take off a little bit from the WNBA. I'd give you a little better chance if Caitlin was running the point for you. A little better chance. But you did that. You accomplished that. And you should celebrate that like there's no tomorrow, because there's no tomorrow. You should eat, drink. You can be merry. You can chase merry. You can do whatever you want tonight. Have fun, Pacer fans. Have fun, Indiana Pacers. Enjoy, because the Oklahoma City Thunder await next Thursday night in that Thunderdome. Poor Pacers. Whew. I apologize in advance.